I like how most of the time we take like maybe 20-30 minutes to prep the episode, but then sometimes current event could take us an hour. Just trying to come up with something.
Well, it's just something that's quality, like, you know.
Yeah, and now people are gonna look back at our other current events and say, "This is what you guys consider quality." Welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a podcast by filmmakers who talk movies, television, and drink straight bourbon. I'm your host, Daniel.
I'm Jose.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Kevin.
That's the most formal introduction we've ever done.
I felt like we're at a time constraint today, so I'm like, I'm Chuck. Let's go.
It's like a work Zoom meeting.
You didn't say anything.
Why is your stand so limp? It's
you know what? I just put it.
Is it cold in there?
It fell right now, and I was trying to like just early.
We performance issues. It happens.
I'm drinking the whiskey. Chuck's having the effects.
Dude, you know these early episodes, you're getting like 20% of me.
Yeah.
Kevin had such an evil laugh right there.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like
shocking.
It's him that flagginess is what it is. That's why he's laughing like that.
Flagging is shocking content. I'm so shocked.
I've never heard anything this bad on television. All right, so let's hit him with the current event.
James Cameron reveals he has plans for Avatar 6 and 7. And that is it. The next one hasn't even come out yet, and we're not even excited for that one, and he's trying to get us hyped up for 2 more movies.
I mean, I gotta say, I am extremely looking forward to those not happening.
Yeah, because he said that they spent so much on the new Avatar movie. Mm-hmm. That it needs to be like the 4th grossing highest movie of all time just to make its money back. So he's killing himself. Why is he spending so much money on these movies?
Movies that most people, at least that I've talked to, don't even care about.
No. And he even said if people don't go to watch 3 and 4, he's not doing 5 and 6. So why are you planning 6 and 7 now? Like
I wasn't even excited for the first one. I didn't even see that one in theaters. And I thought the story was okay. It was Dances with Wolves in Outer Space. That's what that was. And I'm just not excited for it. But I'm a little bit curious because we know that James Cameron is the king of sequels. He is the sequel guy. He's made some of the greatest sequels ever made. Mm-hmm. And so that's the only thing that has me interested in this new movie.
Yeah. But I remember when he was talking about 6 and 7, he said, well, it's unrealistic for me to think that I can film them. So he says he has to train other directors to do it because he says any current or past directors right now, they can't do it. Straight up, they just can't make Avatar. They don't get it, is what he said. It's like, whoa.
Well, Chuck is still dreaming, so let's just have Chuck do it. Chuck can direct 6 and 7.
I got the colors for it already.
There you go. I know.
Just put it over your face, man, and like you're an Avatar. In this week's episode, we wanted to tackle classic children's stories that have been reimagined as horror, which is pretty interesting concept for us because we're all, movie fan, horror fans specifically. We all love horror. But to see these reimaginings, how do you guys feel about them, right? Because some of the examples we've talked about is Grinch, Winnie the Pooh, which they're doing is Blood and Honey. So how do you guys feel? Are you guys liking it, Kevin? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's great, especially if they are like, what is it when anybody can do the property? It's like an open
public domain.
Yeah, public domain. I think it's great, especially in our world of movies where everything, especially in technology, everything is so instantly available. Anybody can make their own movie. Bring it on, dude. Why not? You know what I mean? Like I'm down to see them. I love seeing different versions of things, especially since it's not the actual studio that's making it, it's somebody else is making it. So I'm more likely to watch it. And I love seeing alternate versions of things and seeing how people can take something that we know and just do it in a different way. That's not going to piss off an entire audience of people because it's not being made by the studio. It's just, filmmakers wanting to make something cool.
Yeah. How about you, Chuck?
Yeah, what Kevin said.
That's it?
Dude, it's like the Price is Right when somebody bids and Chuck just bid $1 higher.
I just bid $1 more. What did Kevin bet? 1,001.
And then Chuck wins.
And
It's
then
like,
I
come on.
You can have it, dude. Love
win.
it.
What are you, Dan? How do you feel?
I feel pretty good about it. Like what Kevin said, when they started doing reboots and reimaginings and all that stuff of movie projects, I used to get more annoyed with it, where I was like, no, if it was amazing, it was amazing, let it be. I've gotten so used to like reboots and reimaginings now that I'm totally okay with it. To get more horror movies, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think it's interesting how they do it. Most of them tend to be low production, or at least low budgeted projects. So I think it's a very clever way of doing independent filmmaking and being able to get the most buzz. Because if, for instance, I know we're going to get into the movies, but if you just released a normal slasher film with dudes wearing masks, it wouldn't get nearly the same buzz as what Winnie the Pooh's getting. So that's how I feel. How about you, Jose?
You're never gonna ask me whether someday a horror movie should be made, and I'm gonna say no at all. So it's always gonna be a yes for me. I mean, I don't mind it. There is some children's properties or family films that I've watched, and I'm like, this is kind of a horror on its own already, without like unintentionally as it is. I mean, you tell me you don't look back on Pinocchio and be like, that has some horror elements to it. That's pretty scary for a kid. So I absolutely don't mind, and it's cool to see like the little like loopholes that they're going around to kind of get these projects done, whether it's using public domain or using a different version of like original like novels or books and kind of basing it off that so you're not infringing on copyright. Or even going with the satirical horror to kind of get around like copyright stuff. So it's interesting on the industry aspect, just seeing the little loopholes that they're getting around to make these. So, I mean, I'm all for it. Turn everything horror.
Well, it's also like watching those movies, like they're fun, and at the same time you get a little bored. It's like I just wish Winnie the Pooh would just start stabbing somebody, and now we get it. So
exactly.
I wish Fowl was going to be Eeyore, but I mean, if Winnie wants to get in on it, then let's do it.
No, Eeyore's definitely the first one killed, man. That guy has no energy for it.
No. He's a murder suicide type of donkey.
Yeah. I also saw that Mickey Mouse, he's gonna become public domain in 2024. He's gonna get touched.
That's gonna happen.
I just read that up and I was like, what? And I was like, dude, he's gonna get touched on that.
Why don't we start production on that?
I was just about to say.
I think we are.
You're gonna get film. Yeah, you're gonna get some like horror love triangle movie where Mickey goes on a rampage after Minnie has an affair with Goofy, and he starts like killing off the whole gang. That's gonna
rampage.
He starts branding people with the Mickey Mouse ears like Batman and Batman v Superman.
Oh my god.
Get into some examples where this has been done, probably not to this degree. Sometimes you get like the loosely based off of one, but I know we had the Hansel and Gretel that's been done, but that was something I feel like that wasn't a hard transition. The whole concept of that is pretty much a horror. There was one, I don't know if you guys remember Pinocchio's Revenge from like the 90s where
no, it just sounds so ridiculous why Pinocchio would have a revenge.
Yeah. Like, why?
Oh, it was just him going on a crime spree, just eliminating the world's like whales. He just went on a like whale hunting thing.
Like fat chick?
No.
No, he got swallowed by the whale in the original movie.
It's like blubber.
Chuck just goes right to fat girls.
Don't I always? Like,
yeah. All right. So getting into some examples then. Let's first start off with the Winnie the Pooh. What is it? Blood and Honey.
Were you going to say Winnie the Puto?
That almost came out.
No. I gotta say that title alone actually is probably the coolest sounding title. Like for that, I couldn't picture a Blood and Honey. That sounds just so awesome for a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
It really does. It really does.
Like I'm picturing him there with the honey pot and then just like mixing in the blood from his victims just to add a little flavor to it. And that's how he's like drinking it.
You know we're gonna get a
Is it?
visual of just blood dripping down with the honey. Like you know we're gonna see it mixed.
I remember watching the trailer, and it seemed like, I mean, Christopher Robin has grown up, and he actually experienced Winnie the Pooh. That's real. But isn't it like serial killers come in dressed up as these characters? It's not like the actual Winnie the Pooh character is going around slashing
I
people.
thought it was the characters. It's the
It is the
actual
characters.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Oh, it is it? I don't know. I saw the trailer once. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought because they looks like people with masks on, but the story's supposed to be that the animals went crazy since he's been gone. The animals went crazy and they butchered the rest of them. So they're animals, I guess. But like I don't see like, are they gonna act? Are they gonna act like animals? Like are we gonna hear snorting from Piglet? You know what I mean? Like
which ones are alive? Did they show which ones are alive?
Want some blood. I
just
want some blood and honey.
As far as I know, it's just Piglet and Winnie the Pooh.
No, there was one more. There was one more.
Is there?
I thought there was 3.
Wasn't there a rabbit?
No, they killed the rabbit, I thought. Because I think they show things like a cemetery, don't they? And you see some of the stuff or you see references.
Yeah. It might be just those 2. I've only seen the trailer once, but I thought maybe there was 3 in there, but it looks like it's going to be so bad, but I'm going to be right there to watch.
When's it come out? It didn't come out yet?
No. February 15th.
Watch party.
There we go.
See, and that movie, this is why it becomes so effective because we all heard the title, we saw the trailer, and we all immediately said, I'm going to watch that movie. Had it not been Winnie the Pooh and it was just normal dudes with bags, I would have just been like, oh, it's just like a copy of You're Next. That's it. I would have just thought you're just copying that movie.
Here's the thing. It's extremely low budget. It looks like it's probably not going to be great. But I actually think it's a good concept. Like if you're taking that original story and he leaves them, and then you got like that psychological, emotional aspect that kind of just drives them crazy. They don't have his support the entire time and they've gone nuts. Like I feel it's actually a good concept. How the execution is going to be, I don't know. But the concept itself is actually pretty good.
Yeah, because it's not like cookie cut. It's not like you could just make it about any movie. It's specific to the story of him growing up with these imaginary characters. And it's not just like, hey, it's just a serial killer running around with a Winnie the Pooh mask.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that would just be Chuck's weekend. That was
That's what I was gonna say. Depending on how they execute that part of it is where I think the movie's either gonna get really ridiculous and hard to watch, or it's gonna be a fun watch for us. How do they tackle that? Because if it's supposed to be the animals, do they act like animals? Why are they standing upright like humans? Like I have so many questions about that. How about you, Chuck? What do you feel is going to derail this?
Everything.
You think it's going to get completely derailed?
Yeah, of course. But it's going to be awesome. It's an actual derail, like train wreck that you want to watch because you want to see all the blood and gore and guts. So it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, well, it'll be glorious.
Everybody loves a train wreck, but you know the story behind Winnie the Pooh, though, right? I forget. It was in England. I forget which war, maybe World War I or World War II. But one of the generals or the soldiers in command ended up finding a baby cub and bringing it home, during the war. And it was either some type of a attraction for people to see, but he ended up letting it befriend his son, Christopher Robin. And I'm like, man, can you imagine if that bear just decided to start mauling that kid? That would be a movie that I would watch.
Oh, Cocaine Bear, yeah. You know what? Cocaine Bear, like, I just saw the poster, right? And I'm like, that looks ridiculous. But
the trailer,
I'm also intrigued. And then I saw the trailer and I was like,
he froze.
No, I didn't. That's what I did.
Dude, I saw it and I'm like, I'm so in. I'm so gonna watch that movie.
It's funny because it's a true story. Like that actually happened. And I'm like, man, I just can't wait till they make Florida Man movie. I just want to see a movie called Florida Man.
Well, here's what I hope doesn't happen with this movie is that in the end, it turns out that they're just all in his head and he's actually been the one killing people and he's imagined them the whole time and they go with that whole split personality, like invisible friend thing. I hope that doesn't happen because then that
That's
would
been
just
so
ruin
overdone.
It
Exactly.
does.
And it's always a letdown because I hate it when you're totally invested in a story and then at the end it's like it was just a dream or it was another reality or it was just a wish or like those type of things where that drives me crazy. Wonder Woman 84.
No sense. All right, let's get into our next one. Have you guys seen the trailer ready for Grinch, the Mean One, coming out December 9th?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that Grinch? Isn't that the same actor who's doing the clown and the Terrifier movies?
Terrifier. Yeah,
I
it's the
haven't
same
seen those
actor.
yet, but I'm intrigued. I
Mhm.
really want. I've heard so many good things about them.
I watched I watched the first Terrifier, and that was enough to tell me I don't need to watch the second one. It's pretty much just torture porn. That's all it is. It's just like 2 hours of people getting tortured. Like
I
that.
saw it, Kevin.
Come
Watch
on,
it.
Chuck. Let's
Watch
come
it.
over and watch it.
Yes, dude.
Let's
We'll
watch some
watch
horror. Let's watch some torture porn.
Just two buddies hanging out watching torture porn together.
Yeah,
Or
Like
we'll
a
just
good
take
time.
out the torture. So,
yeah, we can do that too.
yeah.
And just torture each other while watching porn.
There you go. So, Chuck, hit us. How did you feel about watching The Grinch? Are you excited for this one? You think it's going to be good? You think it's going to be better than Winnie?
I've never even seen the original Grinch, and I also didn't see the trailer.
For this one?
Yeah.
For the Mean One? Okay.
No, I didn't even know. I was like, the Grinch. And I'm like, what? And I tried looking it up, and I kept seeing Jim Carrey, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about.
All right, Kev, how about you? Same question.
Actually, when we found out that we were doing this episode, I didn't even know that they were making that. So I went and watched the trailer and I was like, okay, but I mean, like, he's already a bad guy from when you remember watching it.
Mhm.
They just hyped it up to make him like a serial killer. I didn't watching it, nothing really grabbed my attention for it. It just seemed like a basic indie horror movie and they just threw a Grinch mask. I'm not. I'd be more interested in watching the Winnie the Pooh one than the Grinch one. But I mean, I'll
Mhm.
still watch it if we're hanging out and hey, let's throw it on. I'll watch it. But I don't know. I just don't. Nah, it doesn't. I'm not excited for that one.
Okay, Jose.
Yeah, I feel with this one, if anything ends up redeeming it, the fact is in the trailer, it looks like they realize how ridiculous this concept is. So they're going all in on the ridiculousness. So it might be one of those movies that's just so bad that you're laughing throughout it at the ridiculous and you enjoy it. I mean, once I see like the candy cane shotgun, I'm like, all right, they know what movie they're making. Maybe they'll have fun with it, and as a viewer, I might enjoy it.
That's how I feel. So I feel with the Winnie the Pooh one, I feel like I'm more excited and it's probably going to be the better film, but they're clearly taking the horror a little more serious. The Grinch, it's not, and I expect a lot of ridiculous, over the top kills. And I'm excited for that candy cane shotgun thing because I'm like, this is so ridiculous. Like they know they're making a ridiculous movie. I also appreciate that there's no Who, like the Who's, the way that they look. I'm so glad they're not doing that, man. Because
That was definitely look at Chuck. He's got everything on silent. He's watching porn or the trailer. But that I mean, think that's strictly a budgetary
Mhm.
thing. They couldn't
But I
create
like
a
it.
whole Who village,
Yeah.
which is smart to do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
But
Yeah,
I
it looks
think,
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh looks way better. This looks terrible. I will not be watching that. You guys can fill me in, or maybe I'll watch it on like 1.5 or 2.5 or something. Yeah, it looks terrible. I think the Blood and Honey looks way better. So.
Cool.
Here's the thing with that one. I feel I don't know if the Grinch is public domain. I think they're going the satirical horror route in order
Okay.
to make this. So I don't think they can use the Who. Like I
'Cause it's a
think the
parody.
character's name is like Cindy, you know who, or something like that. Like
Yeah.
they even changed her name. So I think they're more restricted because I don't think the Grinch is public domain.
But that's interesting though that you can use the mask. Like, can't you get sued for likeliness or no?
There was probably little differences in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if it's a parody, I know that I think you have a lot more legal freedom to do that type of stuff because it's a parody.
Can they say the word Grinch, or do you think they're gonna go?
No, I think that's
else?
what they called it, the mean one.
Yeah. But I'm just curious if they're ever gonna say the word Grinch. unless if they can't call him that, but they can use it in passing. You know
They
what
can
I'm
use
saying?
it in the title because it's the Grinch, the mean one, right? Isn't
No,
it?
It's
just called
just
the
a
mean
mean
one.
one.
Oh, really? No, that's why I couldn't find it.
That's
Okay.
probably why, because
That's why
it's
you
I
couldn't
don't know
find
the
it.
the title. You probably can't.
With this one right here. So like you get like her montage, like her training like montage in there. I think that's the part of the trailer where I was like, all right, okay, you kind of pulling me in here. I feel like
That's where I tapped out when I saw the montage right now. I was like, I'm tapping out. No, 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 forget
I
it.
think
I didn't
Jose and
watch
I
the
are
full
seeing this.
trailer. I tapped out too. I think it was very early on, and I wasn't very impressed with the cinematic. It looks so B movie. I was just like,
oh, it is. It
Oh, it
definitely
is.
is B
Oh, it's
movie.
like a C movie or a
Yeah.
D.
Yes. But
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what? I think Jose and I see the magic in this movie. Like we're like, yeah, this could be
Yeah.
fun.
I'll watch it, dude. I'll watch it. You know me. I love a good train wreck. I love seeing disasters because I am
Mhm.
one. So like, I'm totally down.
What I think they did well with the trailer is that you don't see the Grinch doing any killings. You don't see him really in action. They kind of put him in the background. With this guy who played the Terrifier and knowing the level of like kills and gore and gruesomeness that you get with the Terrifier, like I feel there's potential there, and it's good that they're not showing it up front.
Yeah. Okay.
Drink
Here's
that
one
bourbon.
that yeah. Here's one that Jose didn't have on the list, but I saw was Shrek, the Fiona one. Have you guys seen the trailer for that one? There's a Shrek one.
Let me put you on mute.
I
I
have
thought it was
not.
fake. I thought it was fake when I saw the trailer. I thought it was
It's
like someone's a parody that they did like on YouTube.
it's a fan film, so it looks like they cut a trailer and then now they're making the movie for it. But it looks ridiculous, and the way they slice up the song for it, it's just basically a monster thing. Like it looks the most of all of them. It sounds the least interesting to me. Is that one? Is the Shrek?
You know
one.
what that reminds me of? I saw a fan. It wasn't. I mean, it is a fan trailer. It's a fan film, but I thought that they were bringing Freddy back for a second, Freddy Krueger, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare that he
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
Miko Hughes played Heather Langenkamp's son.
Mm.
Miko Hughes is making a fan Freddy film where he's grown up and he's experiencing Freddy Krueger. I saw the trailer for it just the other day because I'm like, no way, they didn't make a new Freddy. We would have all heard about it.
Yeah.
And then, but no, Miko Hughes made a new Freddy movie fan film, and the voice of Freddy sounds horrendous. It sounded like a joke. That's how bad it was. But it's funny because I remember I went on an audition with him once, like 10 years ago, and I didn't know who he was. Like I was looking at him, I was sitting across the room. I'm like, he looks so familiar, and we started talking. I looked over his headshot. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, oh man, it's Miko Hughes, and we ended up doing an audition together. But it's just funny because what you said, it wasn't on the list, was a fan film. It made me realize that he made a fan Freddy film.
Did you guys kiss?
Yeah.
And it was not part of the audition.
It was
Yeah.
not. It was not. They always tell you to improvise and just do your best. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We switched
That's a
right
Pet Cemetery kid, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, that too, Pet Cemetery would be an awesome. Actually, no.
Actually,
I-
yeah, that
I
would be
say
a good
too.
horror movie.
Pet Cemetery is a horror movie, but turned into
Is
a
it?
family friendly film. That's what I'm saying.
You do the reverse. Yes, I can see that. I can see that. So the same people behind the Winnie the Pooh one are doing Bambi the Reckoning.
See, that is the most one that I'm excited. That's the one I'm most excited about because I feel like that has a revenge aspect to it, like
Mhm.
John Wick style. Because I remember being sad when Bambi's mom was shot, and if it's a revenge movie of Bambi running around killing hunters, fucking sold. I'll even go out to the movie theater to watch it.
Mhm.
Mm. Hey, Bambi's a boy?
I think so.
Mhm.
I don't know. You can't gender anybody these days. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Bambi's
Especially
non-binary,
deer.
or
Especially
them.
deer.
Yeah.
Bambi's they them. Got it. Okay.
Wait. Didn't Bambi start getting antlers
Mhm.
in the movie? So that would mean he's a boy.
Yeah, it's a boy.
Yeah, because I saw something and there was like, oh, he's gonna get revenge, and I was like, Bambi's a boy? And I was like, I had no idea.
What makes you think it was a girl?
Bambi.
Is a little
Bambi?
skinnier. Bambi.
Your name's Bambi? Come on, Dan. Bambi?
Nobody's named Bambi, period. So, like, I don't know if
Well,
it's
this
a
was
man or a
made in the
woman.
40s.
Bambi!
Yeah.
Bambi!
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Do you remember?
Bambi!
Do you remember when they did that on SNL? The Rock did the new Bambi
Yes.
movie.
What's I was gonna say that I was like, I feel like this movie is gonna have a lot to live up to because I feel like I already watched it when I watched that
Yeah.
rock skit. Like
Yeah.
that was a Bambi revenge story.
Action. That was.
And is this Bambi gonna be more intimidating than The Rock?
No, nothing is.
No.
Yeah. So they're selling this as Bambi on rabies. It's what they're calling it. I'm like, that's a good. He's a killing
I'm
machine.
down.
Like,
I'm
cool.
down.
I'll watch it. Yeah. And then another one that they're working on, the same team behind this, is doing Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. Is what they're calling it.
There was
That doesn't look like a girl.
It does.
Why? Well, it does, but I'm not saying it looked like a boy, but
I mean, it's a
but
deer.
you said
Chuck's more
Bambi. I'm
concerned
like,
about
I
the
don't know anybody
gender
named Bambi. I don't know if
of
that's a girl or a
Bambi.
boy's name.
Dan. Bambi.
It does sound feminine, yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
Oh,
That's all-
100%. Yeah,
No,
no,
because you're like,
100%.
why would you think why would you think it was a girl? And I'm like,
I just wanted
definitely-
answers.
It's
I just wanted
definitely a
answers.
stripper name. It's a stripper name for sure.
Oh, yeah.
you didn't want you interrogated me. It wasn't just like a question answers. It was like,
No.
why would you think that?
I just
Chuck,
wanted a funny answer. I just wanted a funny answer
Yeah,
from you
Chuck-
to say because he has curled eyelashes or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah, Chuck, maybe it's just your tone, your pronunciation. What if it's Bambi?
Bambo.
Okay.
No, you see my boy, Bambi.
Bambi?
You better watch
Bambino.
out. Here comes a Bambi. And I'm like,
No,
Bambino.
just do it Bambo, like Rambo.
or like
Yeah.
Debo. Oh shit, here comes Debo. Here comes Bambi.
What up? Give me that bike. Give me that bike.
Just imagine if you put an I in the end of those, and it was actually just like Rambi and DB.
No. All right. So, how do you guys feel about Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare? We don't have any details on it at all yet.
I
We just know
think
they're
it
gonna
might
go
have
dark.
to do with the actual theory about Peter Pan. You know, you guys know about the theory that Peter Pan is actually killing the Neverland kids when they start to get too old, and
What-
all the pirates are the Neverland kids that grew up, and Captain
see.
Hook is actually trying to save these kids from Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, isn't that based off of the original novel that was based on, where it was implied that these kids have a age limit before they're taken out?
I don't know. I never read
was-
the original.
It was supposedly implied off of the original. It was implied that these kids had a certain age, and he was like, "All right, you're too old now." Like
Very
nah,
Leo,
no.
very Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
totally.
So I think it was based off of that, but I know there was the other theory, Kevin, that kind of goes with yours. That supposedly Tinkerbell is the whole mastermind, and she gets Peter Pan to kidnap these kids,
She was
and then
Epstein.
and then
Great.
she-
Great
she-
flag.
I couldn't help
I-
myself.
I almost did I almost mentioned Kevin Spacey, but for that same reason, I did it.
Fine. If we're going there, I want to see Peter Pan bang Tinkerbell. There, go.
Yeah, that's fine.
How would that even work?
I don't know if he could
physically?
bang her, but she could definitely go into his pee hole because she's
Yeah.
so small.
Yeah.
The boys.
And there's the
boys.
flag. There's the flag.
Raj.
Here's the thing with this one. I feel that from the original content, there's enough horror possibility that this can work. Due to budget restrictions, again, these are the same people that are doing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I don't think the execution is going to be good, but it might be something else where the concept is good.
Yeah. And there's a lot of theory and richness there with Peter Pan anyways, that it seems very dark. Like, in just what we said, it could be done really well with these guys at the helm. What's their production? What's their budget look like? Because if it's another low budget, they're not going to be able to do it the way it could have been done. You know what I mean? Because this could be done so well, and it could be
Especially
a really
like with the fantasy aspect, really
Mhm.
recreating the fan like Neverland. If you can't
Yes.
recreate Neverland, it's going to be so difficult to sell the audience.
Dude, it is. And then his shadow, like you can use his shadow as like a horror element with that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see, man. Like it, but are they gonna do that? Because I'm looking at the Winnie the Pooh, funny concept. We're laughing at it, but it's not. We're questioning right now if it's just dudes in masks or if it's animals. Like that's not a good sign, people. Like you need to tell me which way we're going here.
You know what might help them actually? If Winnie the Pooh finds financial success in there, they might get backing to make better versions of their other horror adaptations.
I thought
If
you
it
meant
find-
Winnie the Pooh, the character in the movie.
That's what I thought.
Financial, and I was like, how would he do that? And I'm like,
Steal their
okay.
money. He just
I mean, he's
robs
got
them.
honey. He can sell honey with his new like blood mixture and flavor.
Maybe he takes out the bees and he's the only supplier in the plug for the honey. So people got to pay top dollar
We
for
could
that.
get like a Breaking Bad
Find a
scenario
man.
with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
You ever
Like
had
Walter
honey
White.
meth?
So unsanitary.
You ever had honey meth?
Oh yeah, I have. My uncle invented it.
Yeah.
He discovered it.
It'd be
We're
like,
gonna get so flagged.
You remember Breaking Bad? Like what made his special was the fact that it was like blue. What's gonna make Winnie's honey special is the fact that it's red.
Yep.
Or
I'm gonna
gold.
be eating a big old jar of honey during this movie.
Just dripping. All right. So, what are some of those stories that you guys would want to see adapted into horror? Chuck, we'll start off with you.
Pee-wee's house.
God, you don't have to throw that word in.
Oh, I mean Playhouse. I meant Playhouse.
Okay.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, come on.
Pee Wee's house.
You know, I have
just
to-
you just stuck your
This
dick
one's
right into the
crazy.
NC-17 right away. Dude. You were just like all out.
Me and Jose are like, don't do it, Chuck. Don't do it.
I saw the vein pop up in his neck as he was about to say it. It's like he pulled it out from like inside. Just like,
He was Bambi
House.
in this one. He was
Dude,
Bambi
it's
when he
like
came
freaking
this.
Star-Lord and Drax. Like, come on, dude.
Come on, dude. Come on, man.
And
All
they don't even get another actor. It's just Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
Just doing it.
I mean, it has to be Paul Rubens, not anybody else.
No,
be
yeah.
like, he can go pretty method with it. One I was thinking of, just because this is so popular with the kids, it would be great to just kind of ruin their, give them some nightmares. What do we do like a Minions horror, where all these minions start
yeah.
like
Mm.
attacking and killing, and they got such large numbers, they can do it.
Still
Mhm.
wouldn't be scary. Those would be the funniest little murderers on the planet.
They're
It
like
could be
little
like a
critters.
Gremlins. Gremlins
Yeah.
are funny. And
Yeah,
they
that's
kill
right.
people.
That's true.
Or Teletubbies, they already look like murderers, don't they? So,
I
they
would,
are
I
weird.
would, I would actually want to see a Care Bears, the Fear Bears, and they just go around
Mm.
trying to rid the planet because the world went to hell and they stopped caring, so they just start murdering people on their fears.
They said the Kill Bears?
The Fear Bears,
Oh, I said kill. Oh,
Kill
okay.
Bears. Okay, that too.
Kill bears.
Yeah.
Everybody's
The-
getting
the-
killed.
The Fear Bears were out for revenge after their late second cousin, the Cocaine Bear, got killed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Best
so
Bears.
I
And
thought
then
of
they're
one.
bareback. They're having sex and they're barebacking each other.
Oh,
Mhm.
come on. I feel like Chuck is perfect.
Cream
Here's a
pie and
NC
honey.
rated.
More editing work for Dad.
I'm just gonna leave it all
Just
in,
like
dude.
You hear that, Chuck?
like
Cream
just-
pie and honey.
bloody, like just
Ew.
barebacking blood and
Ew.
honey. And
I'm
cum
imagining
he still didn't hear
you know
it.
you put glue on your hands and it's like
Yeah.
ew.
Oh, you
So
know that's
good.
gonna stain too. Like honey is sticky, and then the blood
Ew.
stains. That's just not
Blood.
good for clothes at all.
Ugh, so gross. Bad visual. Okay. So I thought of one for Bobby's World. The Howie Mandel cartoon. But sort of like the Twilight Zone episode. What is it called? It's a Good Life. little Bobby has telekinesis and telepathy powers and forces people to do what he wants at his own thing. So Bobby's world is his world, and people have to stop him. So he's just murdering people, forcing people to do what he wants. Bobby's
so
world.
kind of like a WandaVision, but with Bobby.
Horror.
Or
I think it would be cool if we just started doing like family versions of horror movies, like a Conjuring Christmas. You know, like that. That would be funny.
So who do they bring then?
I don't know, or like The Exorcist, make a family version of The Exorcist.
You know, I feel one. It's a Disney one that it already has horror screamed all over it between the monster and what do they call that when when they fall in love with their kidnapper?
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it was Stockholm syndrome. Beauty and the Beast. I feel that has horror written all over it already.
has written all over it.
Yeah.
Come on, Chuck.
Beast.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I cannot leave that one.
They do it, but he's still
Ooh,
the
the
beast.
Seven Dwarfs. The Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, bring
That's
them
a
in there
good
too.
one.
It'll be like an orgy, Dan.
Yeah. Gang bang. Fuck this hoe.
I'm here for the
Fuck this hoe.
gangbang.
Dan's just gonna trash this whole episode. He's gonna
I'm just
get
gonna
to
leave
it.
it in.
He's like, "There's too many holes in this. Like, just trash it."
That, or I'm just gonna leave it in and be like, that's it. We're getting 12 views. Leave it in. But those 12 people are gonna have a good time watching this episode. Oh man, dude, it'd be cool if they did like an Aladdin one, but you have like the genie that just preys on it. Like I know they did like Wishmaster, but like to make it
Yeah.
better than Wishmaster, that
I've
would
never
be good.
seen
That one.
Wishmaster.
Don't you
Never?
don't need to.
Never seen Wishmaster. I need to watch it.
You don't need to. You can.
No,
Yeah.
I need to, Daniel. I need to.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you might as well watch all like 3 or 4 of them.
Eh.
Yeah.
Just
And
the
then watch
first.
Wishmaster. And then watch Wishmaster 3D, but without your 3D glasses, though.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You just cross.
I-
You just cross your eyes.
Just cross your eyes a little bit.
I can't
Yeah.
not watch. I have like 57 pairs of 3D glasses upstairs. I got to use all of them.
That's one of the ones I had here that I think could be done was Frozen. Let's ruin a lot of kids' dreams and let's make
Mhm.
Frozen into a horror movie. I mean, you can't have someone that has the power to like freeze people
Mhm.
and do all this stuff and not have them be a full out villain and just take out some towns.
What's the
Yeah.
snowman's name?
Frosty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Frosty.
Olaf. I think you meant
Olaf.
like-
No, no, no. I
in
like
this
telling you the
one,
wrong name.
Olaf takes off his nose.
Here we go.
And then he gets it, right? And he puts it
What is he
down
gonna do
very
with the
fast.
carrot,
And he's
Chuck?
like,
You already know, Jose. You already know. Where does it end up? That's my question.
So it's not going into a stew, I'm guessing.
No, it's not.
I don't think this would be a good horror, but I always thought it'd be cool if they did a dark, like serious version of Inspector Gadget. I don't know why. I just thought it'd be a really cool detective story.
and then he gets
Mhm.
his fake hand, the one that goes like, right?
Go, go,
Mhm.
Gadget cock.
But then he makes it do like the shocker, right? Wait, no.
Why does everything go immediately to banging? All right, what's on the queue, guys? Who wants to go first? Chuck, you move first.
Come on, man. No, go somewhere else first.
You
dude.
move. Okay.
No, you've had a lot to say, Chuck. Come on.
Got a lot to say. Who's got fingers that people can watch?
I'm gonna watch 9.5 Weeks with Mickey Rourke, and then I'm gonna watch The Terrifier Part 2 with Kevin, with our
Yeah.
shirts off and a lot of honey.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch Pee Wee's House.
I see a
no.
T-shirt merchandise.
No, well, you know what? I mean, just from this week, I've been on an Indiana Jones kick, so I'm probably gonna watch I watched Raiders last night. I'm gonna watch Temple of. I'm gonna watch the rest of them. But also, you know what? Because I'm doing a Christmas movie thing with George later. I remember. Do you remember this movie from the either the 80s or 90s, Vice Versa, with Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage? It was like a Freaky Friday type of thing. Apparently, that's a Christmas movie. I forgot, but I've been meaning to watch that, so I might end up
Yes.
watching that today.
Dang,
Yeah,
that's
send,
right.
send Kevin the checklist and see if it meets 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10.
Of
8 out
what?
10. What we qualify as a
Yeah,
it has we created 10 different categories that a Christmas movie, for it to be labeled as a Christmas movie, it's got to
Oh.
meet 8 out of the 10 on the checklist.
Nah, I don't care. I'm sorry. I'll call anything a Christmas movie if I feel like watching it on Christmas.
Fair enough.
one of one check.
Blood and
Yeah.
Honey is number one.
Sticking with what we had here, I guess on the queue is going to be the first one of these releasing will be Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
I know
Yeah, you
that's going to
can't
be
watch
on
it.
the
You can't
queue.
cheat.
Is that what yeah.
I mean,
Now I'm just
yeah.
thrown off. We have a bunch of different movie. You know what movie I just saw? So what was on my what's on the queue was Jingle All the Way. I need to finish it, but
Ooh, that's a good. Okay.
it is. But when I just started to rewatch it last night, I'm like,
Stop
oh,
eating my
man.
cookies. Those
Yeah.
are my cookies.
Put the cookie down.
Put the
I'm a
cookies
cop, you
down.
idiot!
Yeah. So
Alright.
I just gotta
That's
finish
not
Jingle
it.
All the Way. No, that's it. So other than that, thanks guys for watching another episode. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, add noties on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Not a Strong Start. I'm your host, Daniel. You can follow me at King_Sangre.
I'm Jose, you can find me at This Is Mi Nombre on Instagram.
I'm Paul Rubens. You can find me at Playhouse.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Lyons. You can find me at Twin Pines Video.
Yeah, you can. Other than that, thanks guys.
All right.
Playhouse.
We're gonna
Everybody
leave it.
smile for a picture.